Italian Cooking, where you see cooking from my point of view. Today I'm wearing my Raised on Ramos t-shirt. Ramos is a historic hot dog shop down in tiny little Gallipolis, Ohio, but I'll guarantee you their hot dogs, their sauce are the best you're ever going to eat. If you'd like to get one of these shirts, check the description below and I'll put a link. Now in this video today, we're going to make Parmesan Pomodoro. What this is just a basic tomato sauce that you let simmer on the stove, and in the sauce you put some Parmesan rinds. So when you use your parmigiano-reggiano, never throw away the rinds. Those are magic. They have very intense flavor and they make this sauce absolutely outstanding. Now in this video you're going to see this is the third of 5 videos where I was joined by members of my wife's team from work. They were looking for a team building event. They were coming up with different ideas, and one of the girls said, hey, we'd like to appear in Scott's videos. They loved the idea. They spent the day with us, and we made like 5-6 videos along with some little short ones I'm releasing on Monday. We had a lot of fun. Now if your team would like to appear in POV Italian Cooking videos for a team building event, send me an email at povitaliancooking@gmail.com and we'll see what we can do. So without further ado, let's make some Parmesan Pomodoro. We're going to go over the ingredients for our Parmesan Pomodoro. I've drank way too much. I haven't eaten enough all day, and I've been drinking Negronis. My wife's team is here, but they're off screen having a snack, having a drink, and just taking a break. So what I'm going to do is introduce the ingredients for our next dish, which is Parmesan Pomodoro, which is more or less just a Parmesan flavored tomato sauce. What we're going to do for this dish, we're going to have 2 cans of San Marzano tomato. We're going to strip off all 5 to 10 of our basil leaves here. We're going to have 1.5 carrots. I've got 2 carrots here, but 1.5 carrots. We're not even going to chop these up. We're just going to skin them. This is about ½ a pound of Parmesan rinds. As you use real Parmesan cheese, never throw away the rind. The rind can be used for so many dishes, and this is going to flavor our tomato sauce in this dish. We're going to use 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, depending on how big these cloves are, and probably ½ a teaspoon of our red pepper flakes. Not too many. We don't want to make this dish spicy. We just want the red pepper flakes to round out the flavor. And as always, but not pictured here, salt, pepper, and olive oil. So in our next step, we're going to prep our carrots. Really, our Parmesan rinds, these are ready. You don't have to do anything to prep these. But I'll move some stuff around and we'll get started with the next shot. Our first step for our Parmesan Pomodoro, first we're going to have 1.5 carrots, and we're going to leave the carrots whole because the carrots are going to simmer in the sauce. The carrot's job is to add that earthy flavor. So if you can go ahead and skin those carrots for me.
Alrighty.
That's all you got to do. Now, these are San Marzano tomatoes. These are 2 20-ounce cans of San Marzano tomatoes. These are whole tomatoes. So what we want to do is go ahead and just dump one right in there, and you're going to make a mess, and that's okay. You're going to have some sauce on you. That's all right. We'll just charge it to the department. My wife will approve the. All right, there we go. Good enough. Vicky will she'll approve the cleaning. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just kind of pulse this. We want to get these as smooth as possible. That's good enough. We're going to go ahead and get the second can ready. The carrots are going to be ready. Then the next step is to prep our garlic. Next step for our Parmesan Pomodoro, we're going to go ahead and prep our garlic. We want about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. Now, in one of your other videos, I showed Amber, right? Okay, Amber's off stage. Amber, how to smash a garlic clove, or the whole, what do you call this? I've had the bulb. That was the word I couldn't find. I've had 2 Negronis and I'm working on a glass of wine, so words are coming real hard. But I'll bet you know how to smash this.
I just do it with my hand.
There you go. Let's see.
Is that what you do?
Yep.
I don't want to do it on your counter though, and I'm going to move the knife for knife safety.
Holy moly.
Except for that one was a little looser than mine normally are.
Usually what I do is I just put my hand on it and then kind of lean into it a little bit. But I kind of like that. Now, so off camera, she got a good 15 yards on one of the cloves. That one's out of the skin.
That's the way to do it, man.
All right, so once you have your garlic cloves, I'm gonna go ahead and see. Look at it. Look, see, they didn't fly anywhere.
Well, I know.
Yeah, where's the
I'm
fun
a
in
little
that,
more
though,
dramatic.
right? So, do you know what to do to your garlic to get them out of their skin?
Smash them.
Yep.
Well, I guess it depends on what we're doing. Are we doing sliced garlic? Are we doing minced garlic? What are we doing?
For this, the way this has to simmer, we can do I'd like to do a mince.
Okay.
So what we'll do is you just kind of give them a smash. That may have been too hard. But what we'll do, I know. And then we'll get rid of this woody end. So we want about 5 good-sized cloves of garlic. We'll probably use about 6 here.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right.
And look, is there any cloves of garlic by the front door, honey, that are nice and big that may have flown over there when she...
It's the mussels.
Do you have kids?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, well, your kids should be scared the way you crush that.
Right?
They listen well, I'll bet.
They do.
Actually. How many kids do you have?
3.
Okay, so I'm going to ask, I talked to all the other girls. What's your role?
I manage the office at Doctors.
Manage the office at Doctors.
Yes.
And what office is it that you manage?
The Medical Staff Services Office.
Okay. And Doctors, what she means is Doctors Hospital, which is part of Ohio Health. Ooh, here's a big clove. We're going to crush that one too. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put a fine mince on this because this is for our pomodoro sauce. So we want those cloves to be kind of small. We're going to go ahead and get this done off camera. That way we can move on to the next step. So I'm joined by Amanda #1. And the reason I say Amanda #1 is she got here first. So she's Amanda #1. We're going to get our basil prepared. So what we're going to do on our basil, you don't really have to chop this basil up. We're going to end up removing this from the sauce. I want you to tear off 5 or 6 of the, look at that, of the larger leaves. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pinch the stem off. And once you're done, I just want you to tear them in half. And that's going to be good enough. So we're going to do 6, 7, 10 of the basil leaves. Look at that. She's doing a good job. Tear them right in. The reason we're tearing these up, for one, we want it to kind of release the oil. These are going to simmer in our sauce. I know. Smell that basil. I love basil. Pairs so well with tomato. That's good enough prep on these. We're getting ready to get this on the stove and start cooking our Parmesan Pomodoro. So it's time to start our Parmesan Pomodoro. Okay. So our first step, I have Amanda #2 because she showed up second. Go ahead and put some olive oil in the pan. Let's go with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Just guesstimate how much you think 2 up. Perfect. All right, next step, we're going to add our garlic. Go ahead and put in our garlic. Now this is about 5 big old cloves of garlic, finely minced. Go ahead and grab that purple spoon right there. Go ahead and mix that around. Now we're going to let this cook for just a couple minutes, and really what we're trying to do is release the oil from that garlic, release the flavor. We've got it over about medium heat. You have to be real careful because if you have garlic in there by itself, it will actually burn real quick. When it burns, it gets bitter. You cook a lot at home, Amanda? All right, what's your signature dish? Everybody has a signature dish.
I don't know. It's like ever evolving, so it just depends.
So when you say it's ever evolving, everyone has a signature dish. What's your husband ask for?
He really loves meatloaf, but the secret to my meatloaf is I never make the same meatloaf twice.
When you say that, what do you mean? You use different kinds of meat?
Yeah, different kinds of meat, different kinds of seasoning, depending on like what time of year it is. It'll be mini little meatloafs. It'll be big meatloafs. If he keeps breaking my loaf pan, it will never be a meatloaf again. But.
All right, so that's probably good enough on our garlic. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and pour in both cans of your pomodoro sauce. This is really, pomodoro is just Italian for tomato. Go ahead and pour in both. Oh, look at that, perfect. Go ahead and drop in your carrots. Now this is 1.5 carrots. We just got them skinned. Just go ahead and just put them right in the sauce. They're going to add kind of that earthy flavor. We're not going to quite add our basil just yet. You know why you don't add your basil now?
Because it will also become bitter.
Well, actually your basil's a real delicate flavor, and you can cook that flavor out of your sauce. So we're going to wait about 10 minutes before we add that. Now, a couple other ingredients we're going to add, and we don't have them right here. I got to get them out. Salt and pepper, and a little bit, maybe a ½ teaspoon of red pepper flake to round out the flavor. These canned tomatoes, you have to cook them for no less than 30 minutes. If you don't cook them 30 minutes, you can't get that tinny flavor out of them. Another thing we're going to add, let's go ahead and drop in, this is about half a pound, give or take, of Parmesan rinds. So go ahead and just kind of put those around, go ahead and completely submerge those. We're going to let those simmer right in the sauce. What's going to happen, those will soften up. The softer Parmesan cheese will kind of pull away from the rind. That's going to be the primary flavor ingredient for this sauce. It's absolutely incredible. Now once this starts to bubble, we're going to turn the heat way down and we're going to let this simmer for no less than 35 minutes. Our Parmesan Pomodoro is simmering away. You can see we've got a nice little bubble, and that's perfect. Next step, now I did add some salt and pepper and about a half a teaspoon of red pepper flake. Next step, Amanda, if you can grab those basil leaves and just kind of just put them in there, stir them right in. Now the basil leaves, along with the carrots and the remaining Parmesan rinds, are going to come out. So just go ahead, perfect. Just go ahead and stir those right into the sauce. Perfect. That's going to continue to simmer. Total simmer time is going to be about 35 minutes. I'll probably let that go a little bit longer because our meatballs are just about ready to finish mixing those up, and then we're going to get those in the oven. What we're going to do is I've got a creamy polenta going as well. We're going to take the creamy polenta, is going to serve as the bed. We're going to put a cheese-filled meatball on top of that and put this pomodoro sauce. Going to be amazing. Really, really flavor-packed. How's that smell?
It smells so good.
I know. I love the smell of sauce. Again, 35 minutes total cook time. We put the basil in. It's probably got another 15 or 20 minutes to go. You don't want to put the basil in right at the beginning. You got to let it cook at least 30 minutes to get the tenderness out of the tomatoes. When we come back, that's going to be done. Our Parmesan Pomodoro sauce has been simmering away for about 30 minutes. And I got you a little spoon over there. It's always important that you try everything to make sure it's got enough salt in it, enough pepper. Go ahead and give that a shot. Tell me what you think. Don't be shy. Dig right in.
Well, it's also hot though.
Oh, it'll make...
I don't want to like burn my mouth.
That's all right. It'll be the last thing you taste for a week.
That's true. It could be worse.
What do you think?
That's really good.
It's really good, and it's easy. That is a very simple
Yeah.
sauce to make. So why don't you go ahead and grab your spoon there, give it a stir. It's pretty much ready. Really what we're doing is I'm going to turn this pretty much off, and we're going to let this just sit. We're waiting on our meatballs to get done. Our polenta's ready, so everything's starting to come together. We're going to give this a try here real soon. Our Parmesan Pomodoro sauce is done. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. Now, we're not going to do a tasting in this video. Actually, watch the next episode, which will be the cheese stuffed meatballs. That's where you'll see the tasting for the sauce, because this is going to go over our meatballs, which are going to sit on a nice bed of creamy polenta. So thank you so much for watching this episode of POV Italian Cooking. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Google+. Most importantly, click that subscribe button in YouTube. And ring the bell so you don't miss an episode, and download my channel on Roku if you have a Roku screen.